How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into another episode of NAISB, episode four. We're rolling now. We're rolling now. That's four quarters on the board. Let's go. Four quarters. Speaking of four quarters, real quick, we'll talk a little bit about this here, but we got a great episode for y'all planned. But first, look at that. Look all around us, Carly. Look at this. I mean, this is awesome. The YouTube, this new YouTube, what's it called? Template that our guy Connor Darnell at Connor Darnell Designs. Man, what a job he has done. I feel like this is a much, much, much better template. I mean, better than just like, all right, here's a Zoom recording, everybody. Here, enjoy your Zoom recording of Carly and I. Yeah, really cool.
Or official.
Yeah, and of course, we're gonna be if you'll be seeing on our social medias the Reels overlay, the Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, whatever. You'll be seeing that out there, which is kind of similar design. Won't have our names here, which are awesome. We'll get to have when we have our guests on, they'll have name tags and stuff. So just really, really cool there. Yeah, shout out again, Connor Darnell's just great stuff. It also bag tags. If you want bag tags, he makes epic bag tags. I don't have one of my NAISB ones in here in the office, but yeah, he does a great job. But Carly, before we talk about some NAI softball and do a little week and recap and midweek preview, and then give our first way too early Columbus 10 at the end of today's episode, let's talk about the big game because by golly, was that a successful hate watch last night?
Oh, dude, I woke up feeling great today. I was so happy.
This
If
bright,
the Chiefs
uh,
had no haters this year, I'm dead.
yeah, I mean, one right here, right there's no more NAISB, folks. I promise that to folks. The Kansas City, hey, you'll be back. This is fun. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
But by God, we're going to dance on the grave a little bit. I mean, it has just been torture for the last 4 years. Tip our caps, but you know, it is what it is, man. Eagles, phenomenal. Shout out our good friend Taylor Thomas. Talked to him this morning. He's feeling pretty good after that victory, to say the least. Uh, but obviously happy for all the Philly dogs and everything. But I mean, that was just a you know what kicking for
Yeah.
the
Dismantle
entire game. I ain't gonna lie, the first like 2 minutes when there was that
the calls,
the
the
ticky
touchy
tacky
calls.
ball.
Yeah.
And then on the first play, they run just this beautiful misdirection right, fools the entire defense, Juju over the middle. And I'm like, uh-oh, Chiefs came to play. But nope. And the craziest thing, of course, that everybody's talking about today is all of the pressure that D-line put on, only bringing four, just unreal. But Carly, we're not here to talk
I'm not here
football.
to talk football.
We're not here to talk football. It's officially officially Super Bowl. It is officially spring. It is time for Diamond Sports. It's time for softball. And Thursday, Carly, is where we can get things kicked off at with William Carey against LSUA. William Carey, I mean, that's how you walk into the first top 25 matchup of the year. First inning, just bang, 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 single. I mean, Hornsby gets a double to make it 4-0. Shaw and Fussell they started it. Pregen got the sack fly. Ho got another RBI single. Like I said, it was just a 5-0 lead off the rip, and you give William Carey's pitchers that kind of leeway. You give Hornsby that, and don't get me wrong. I mean, even against that good of a lineup against LSUA, who eventually, after a couple times through, started to put some good innings together. They scored one the first time they saw her in the first, picked up a couple here and there, but really nice, dominant win. Carly, pretty impressive win from the Crusaders in the early parts of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, really solid for them. Also Thursday after that game, it was awesome actually. First game I set up got a little projector. I set up the projector.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, just had a good time. I had a nice relaxing Thursday evening. I'll say that watching some softball, but also Well, we got one name I want to mention before we talk about Carroll's nice couple wins over Arizona Christian. Hope International off to a 5-0 start. Caitlin Maskey, that's an early name. I want to get on that name early. Caitlin Maskey, freshman. Big question for Hope International coming into the season, Carly, was what?
Ali Puente.
Who's replacing her? Well, there that very well may be her. Excited to see them and Shawnee in a couple of weeks. Very impressive. Last week plus. It was just we didn't talk about them on they play Wednesday and Thursday. It's been a while, just kind of looking back and grab that. We'll make sure we hit that in the top of the episode. The 5 innings no against La Sierra. Just she's been dominant. 19 innings, 11 strikeouts, no runs. It looks like they found their next great pitcher over there at Hope International.
Yeah. Um, Moving on to Carroll and their doubleheader versus Arizona Christian. Couple close games. Game one, they take it 2-0. They score 2 runs on just 5 hits. So defense was very active throughout the game. Samuel Abram, solid 2 for 4. She got the 2 RBIs of the game. Kennedy Venner had 7 innings under her belt, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts. Game two, a little bit of a comeback for Carroll. They score 4 in the top of the 7th to erase a 5-3 deficit. Katie Slater had a double and 2 RBIs. Riley Simone, double, 2 RBIs. And then Abby Amen comes in and gets the W with 3 innings pitched, a couple hits, couple strikeouts. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, and wrap things up on Thursday. Got to mention St. Mary, University of St. Mary. Really just nice showing against William Woods. Took that DH. Wanted to just throw that name out there. New era out there. William Woods, we talked about last weekend, having a really nice weekend. And if you sweep a team that we said had a nice weekend the week before, and it only makes sense. So it's tip of the cap out there, that program. On Friday, though, Carly, the team we both felt like best team coming in to the country, right? Yeah, right. That's what you said. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
USAO team we felt like unquestionably the best pitching staff, and we both argue the probably the betting favorite to win it all this year. The USAO Drovers, and they got their start down in Texas this year. Or they started their stay in Texas off to a great start against UBC and Bethany.
yeah. Game one versus UBC, 14 hits for the Drovers and their 6-1 win. Jumped on them early in the second, or early in the first, scoring 2. Kept the foot on the gas, scoring nearly every inning after that. Malia McMurtry, 4 for 4 with 4 runs. Leanne Eaton, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs. Kenzie Williams, 2 for 4, a couple RBIs for her. And Sophie Williams off to a great start for her campaign this year. 7 innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. Game three, we did get to see Jaden Anderson in her 2020 game two. Sorry, Jaden Anderson in her 2025 debut. 7 innings, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts in their 3-0 win versus Bethany. They got started early with a Jaden Goucher solo shot in the fourth. Kenzie Williams 2 for 3. Leanne Eden 2 RBIs. Great start for the Drovers down in Texas.
Yeah, really solid start for them, and obviously they did well on Saturday. We'll talk about those games in a little bit. Sophie Williams, Center Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Week. I believe it was Leanne Eaton. Yeah, it was Eaton got the Player of the Week. So great stuff for the Drovers in Texas, but they weren't the only team out of the center. Had a really solid weekend down there. Big Dogs, Oklahoma City. Great start Friday, 13-3 over Cotty. Scored 5 in the first inning. Annalisa Rayburn, huge day against the Comets, 3 for 3, double home run, records 4 RBIs. Riley Radacey, a triple, lots of some familiar names.
Yeah,
Paul,
the usual.
yeah, the usual. Tiffany and Sarah, they get RBI. Kendall and Miller, really, really solid day, and 11-1 against UBC. We didn't find the stats for that one. Looks like Carly, correct?
Yeah, they weren't popping up on the NAIA scoreboard, and I couldn't find them on uh,
Yeah,
OC's
happen.
website. So
Yeah, happen.
11-1, you can
Yeah,
kind of,
these preseason invitationals, it happens for
yeah.
sure. Things happen. No worries there. But tell you what, if we're talking about who won the weekend, there's some big dogs in the GPAC, and I gotta say. If you're Midland, you cannot think of a much better start than what they got. Let's start with Friday, two real nice wins for your alma mater, Carly.
Yeah. Wasn't too sure what to expect from them quite yet this year. They look very solid in their opening weekend. They got a 7-2 win over Grandview. Freshman Alexis Shepard, we'll talk about her more in these next few games. We'll talk about Midland. Strong debut for the Warriors. She went 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, her first collegiate dong. Isabel Pagan, 2 for 3, two doubles, 2 RBIs. She had a great weekend too. And then D2 University of Sioux Falls transfer Campbell Petrick. She got the start for the Warriors in the circle. 7 innings, 8 hits, 4 strikeouts. And then Midland wins a solid one, 3-0 versus Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy. God. Um, the only score of the game was in the first inning, pitchers and defensive duel after that. Camden Barrientos, Northern State transfer, had a triple to score JC Reimers, and then Asia Henderson follows with a 2-run shot. Reese Floro, 2 for 4 triple, and then Peyton Kohler had 7 innings, 2 hits, and 11 strikeouts for the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, just really, really, yeah. I mean, two nice wins. Bats show up against Grandview. You get your new pitcher out there. She takes care of business. Peyton does Peyton things. Has a pitcher of the week kind of weekend. Really is up. And like you said, we'll talk more about Lexus, who definitely had a player of the week. I mean, they got two players that could be up for national awards this week, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I tell you what, another really solid weekend. Olivet Naz takes down Evangel 8-6 and handles St. Mary of the Woods 10-2. Take care of business against them. But Carl, that's really impressive. 8-6 and a pretty fun game.
yeah. Lots of hits around the horn. Olivet had 13, Evangel had 12. They scored in the first inning with a Kawhi Illy single. Evangel answered back, couple back-to-back doubles. Olivet puts one on the scoreboard with a single. They tie it in the fifth with a pair of singles from Gwen Bender and Shyler Bowes. And we got extras. Oshiro has a bunt single down the first base line. She brings in the run. Evangel's Ellie Facklum said me too. Bunt single, scores a run. And then Allie Tim, another bunt single in the ninth.
Nice.
Uh, lot of small ball, and I like
Love
it.
it. Love it.
Love some good small ball. Shyler Bowes pokes a single to the right side to score two. She'd finished the day 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. And then Allie Tim got the win in the circle, 4 innings under her belt, no earned runs, and a strikeout.
Yeah, I mean, really solid. And the St. Mary's of the Woods. I mean, 10 runs, 10 hits.
Yeah.
Oshiro, phenomenal, 3 for 4, triple, 4 RBIs. Kawhi, two RBIs, and Tim again in the circle. Just 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 Ks. Nice, easy. See, I mean, they take care of business. A real nice start for them. I tell you who could also be up for winning the weekend. Missouri Baptist, really, really strong showing for them. They take down MacU. Brooklyn Fisher's phenomenal in the circle. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hit, 4 strikeout ball. Michaela Johnson, 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs. Allison LeGrafe had a base knock and an RBI. Brooklyn Fisher, 2 for 3 with a RBI as well. And it was Brooklyn and Allison in the first inning jumping on MacU early. They tack on more with Johnson, her 2 RBI triple, and then it was over for there. You give you're 2 innings in, and you give Fisher a nice 4-0 lead, which she obviously helped build herself. You're gonna win a lot of ball games. And they continue on later in the day, 6-0 dominant win against Bethany. This time, Alexi Sanchez was big, 2 for 3 with the pair of RBIs for her, and Alexandria Cafola, who we mentioned in our breakdown of the AMC. She'll be a big part, a big number two for them, and for what we think. One of us is very high on this team. I'll just say that. I think we're both high on them, but
Yeah, I do really like them this year.
yeah, we'll talk more about that later. But phenomenal job from Cafola. 3 hits, complete game, shutout with 3 strikeouts. One pretty fun one though. In extra innings, William Penn against Morningside.
Yeah, I think the big difference in this matchup was a couple defensive miscues on Morningside's end. But other than that, yeah, great game in extras. Layla Smith doubled home a run in the top of the first. They'll score another one with an unearned run. Morningside responded with a pair of singles of their own in the second and third to tie things up. Couple more runs. Get to the seventh, no one scores. We go to extras. A couple sisters in action here. Tori Smith singled in the first, and then was brought home by her sister Layla Smith. And then bottom of the eighth, Morningside would load the bases before Chelsea Huff recorded her 11th strikeout of the game to end it. And Layla Smith would end the game 4 for 5 with two RBIs and two doubles.
Yeah, it's not a bad day at the plate.
No.
Let's look at another one on Friday that was a fun split. Baker, they
Yep.
went down and took down arguably didn't take down they took on arguably the three of the top four teams in the Red River. They would start off with Texas A&M San Antonio, who's had a tough start to their year, but they took the first game 7-2. Barlow and Luera had big days at the plate. They both recorded two base knocks in that win. It was a really nice performance in the circle for Ray Lemon, 7 innings, complete game, only two walks, only one strikeout, but only gives up five hits. Does a really nice job. But Baker comes back and gets game two. Brianna Barczyk, really solid outing, complete game. Only gives up the one run, no walks, three strikeouts. Reese Curry, big day. The center fielder went 3 for 4. Savannah Bray, veteran for them, part of that World Series run a couple of years ago, goes 2 for 4, pair of RBIs, pair of runs, scored. Nice, just a real nice split. And I'll tell you another one that was fun this weekend on Friday, Carly, was St. Xavier against Mid-American Naz.
Yeah, they take a solid win with a 6-4 victory over Mid-Am Naz. Pretty close game through the first four. They were knotted at four before St. X scored two in the bottom of the fifth. That wound up being the difference. Mallory O'Connor, couple RBIs for her. Caitlin Wright had a triple and an RBI herself. And then Peyton Ankowitz, she got the win, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 3 strikeouts. And then Fiona Crane went 583 on the weekend, 10 for 10 on stolen bases. Big weekend for Crane. And then Saturday,
Whew.
what we talked about last
Let's talk about it.
was it?
Let's talk about it. We'll talk about all three of them.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Marsh is 1-0.
Marsh is officially 1-0. Um, I don't know who I feel more confident about after this weekend, Cumberlands or Madonna. I think that was a hell of a job by the Crusaders going down there. The team that out hit the other lost all three games, which is
Yep.
hilarious. Um,
Funny how that works.
yeah, love that. Some errors. I think both teams are walking away probably, you know. I think if you're Madonna, you go down to Cumberlands, you get a win and you play two competitive, you lose two competitive games on Saturday. I don't think they have anything to
Yeah.
hang their head about. Cumberland's, I feel like you're walking away happy. I mean, you just played a
Yeah.
top 10 team to start your season. You got two wins. End of discussion there. But a lot of so it was not nearly as clean of a game as I thought it would be. But am I concerned about how these teams are playing defense at this point of the year? Absolutely not. They'll figure it out. But let's talk about them, Carly. In the first game, it was the Gaynor twins and Oliver jumping out and all over this team. That they did a really good job. Like, this is what this lineup can do to you. Even if you are able to figure them out, you got to get going. We saw it. This was a very common theme for them at the end of last year in the postseason, jumping out in front of teams in their opening round quite a bit. But Carly Oliver scores Amber Gaynor to start the game, then Chade Gaynor would get the sac fly to score Oliver. They do their job in the bottom of the first, and Lindsay Shope I'll tell you what, we talked about a couple names to throw out there for a dark horse and AI pitcher of the year. Why not Lindsey Shope? I mean, as
Yeah.
seasoned as anybody, is the ace of this staff and quite the performance against what I think is probably an improved Madonna lineup from last year.
Yeah. Um, not a lot of strikeouts on her end, but defense definitely helped her out and they held up game one.
Yeah, and then Madonna takes a play out of Cumberland's playbook from game one, and they're the ones scoring early. Rosie and Ming push a couple across, got the innings started. They were able to jump on Cumberland's pretty early. They get up to nothing, and that's pretty much it for a good bit of the game until the fifth inning, when this is where Madonna's kicking their foot. And for me, because boy, if Madonna, I tell you what, if Madonna would have gone there and won this series, it would have got bad. No, I was going to get put on blast. I know for a fact. I got a text and their receipts were kept. Thank
As
God they've been burned.
they should.
Oh, absolutely, as they should. Like you just, if Madonna would have gone in there and won that series, right here. I'm taking it on the chin, on the chin. But fifth inning, tough. Oliver puts one in play with the bases loaded, and yeah, they score two off of air out in center field. Anaya White, a veteran for them, gets a sac fly. They score another on a wild pitch, 4-2, and Cumberland's able to handle business in that one. So we obviously knew coming in, the only question we really had about Cumberland's was what was the pitching going to look like after Lindsay. Jessica Cord, way to settle down. That's a
Yeah.
phenomenal job. Hey, with a new team, oh my gosh, I'm playing on the number three team in the NAIA. There's number six coming in. Just gave up two. Shut down. Shut down.
Honestly, best way to start the season. Get the
Yeah.
jitters out against a very solid team and ride the rest of the way out.
Yep. Shout out Rich and obviously great coach Dilly getting her calm. I don't know if Dilly talks to the pitchers too much during the games, but no obviously Coach Richards, she great, phenomenal, one of the top pitch coaches in the game. So. In game three, Madonna, frustrations got let out. Mossing had big knock, three RBIs. Ming, very solid day. I think Ming is top five catcher in the league right now, 2 for 3, a couple RBIs. Yeah, just they take care of business. And well, I think this is interesting. I thought how they approached this one was pretty interesting. So McMillan, strong performance in the game two, and then how they go about how they went about this third game is this okay? So this is kind of a preview for what we're going to see from our Anderson, McMillan after in game two, okay, and then it's going to be a combination of them and Oyer for a game three, okay. Um, Interesting. We'll see how that pans out throughout the year. If we know one thing, Coach Pizzoni and them are not at all afraid to throw a pitcher 200 plus innings this year. I mean, Mason Slough, she was able to do it. We'll see what Anderson and what they're able to do. But Carly, closing thoughts. Phenomenal job by Madonna. Cumberland's as gritty as a team as ever, and those were three postseason like games. I mean, those were those games. I didn't
Without the
get.
without the errors and
Yeah,
uh, the
sure.
miscues, I mean that's exactly what we'll see later on.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, those errors and miscues can happen in the World Series too. I mean, it can. How can you handle them in a situation in February can lead to how you handle them in May. Absolutely. Um, Yeah, very impressed. And this is always a great series. I hope that I know that great relationship there. I hope this stays happening. I hope Madonna continues making that trip early in the year, obviously in Michigan, looking to get games. And that's another thing. Man, how much have they been able to really get out and play that much up in Michigan? I tell you, I know that there are some really good games. We're not going to talk about the weekend games. Obviously, that will be on weekend preview, which we'll talk about and who we'll have on that later in the episode. A little teaser. So they call it teaser in the industry, folks. Um, I don't remember. Oh, but there's just some really good games this weekend. Hopefully, weather, Mother Nature will be nice. I tell you what is always nice. So if you can get a win as an unranked team against a top 10 powerhouse, and that's what Missouri Baptist did, beating Oklahoma City 9-5, Carly.
Yeah. Um, like we said earlier, we're a little hot on Mobap right now, but rightfully so. They take a 9-5 win over Oklahoma City. They out hit the Stars 11-8, running through the game, top the first. Tara Horner, two-run bomb, setting the tone early.
Yeah.
Mobap responded themselves with a sac fly and a home run of their own from Brooklyn Fisher, like we touched on earlier. Great weekend for her. And then
Early
OCU would
player of the
go.
year. Early throwing her hat in the ring early in the year for player of the year.
Yep, yep. Write
Yep.
that down.
Yep. Got it.
OCU scores with back-to-back doubles, putting them ahead 4-2, and then Mobap would score three in the fifth, three in the sixth, and they put the game away behind an Allison Lagraf three-run shot. Brooklyn Fisher finishes 2 for 3 with a home run and RBI. Lagraf, three RBIs. And then Taylor Whitehead got the win in the circle with 5 1/3 innings pitched, allowing just 3 hits and 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, 3-1 weekend overall for Mobap, really solid. Their one loss, absolutely nothing to hang their hats about. But we'll talk about now USAO Drovers. We'll talk about that Mobap game in a second. Absolute thriller, pitcher duel, right up my alley. Carly, power hitter, not exactly your speed, but you'll like 11 runs scored by the Drovers against Cotty, Eaton, and Selfridge back to back. It was 4-0, and it was over. We got for or the NAI world, not our eyes, obviously, but introduced to the new pitcher. So also just by the way, before we talk about her, how nice is it to they have that freshman, and then they also get to pull in Abby Gregory, who dominated in the circle along with Aubrey Ferguson. Fergie, Carly, how crazy is that dugout guy? Coach Wallace, Drover Country. Y'all gotta let me know, what are those Fergie chants like? Because I know they've got to have, yeah, Fergie. It's got to be something fire. We'll hear it in a couple weeks. I'll hear it in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
That'll be the first game I watch. Be on Thursday, doubleheader, Oregon Tech versus USAO and Chickasha before we get started over at Fire Lake. Just great stuff. But Missouri Baptist, bats were hot this weekend, swung it well, but Sophie Williams just a little bit, yeah, a little different, a little bit different. 7 innings, one hitter, one walk, 5 strikeouts. I guess a phenomenal lineup, obviously in Missouri Baptist. Sierra Selfridge, boy, she is hotter than a firecracker to start the year. Like we mentioned, the home run in their Cotty game, the home run, the big, obviously, big solo shot in that one in the second. Yeah, and then had an error, scored the second run, which they didn't need, but they were able to get things done against a solid lineup. USAO, you are what we think you were. Very good at the softball.
Did not disappoint me.
Yep, certainly a big winner of the weekend. But we mentioned GPAC being winners. We weren't just talking about Midland, Northwestern. Very nice weekend. Let's talk about how they started with their 2 wins.
Yeah, Northwestern sitting at the top of the GPAC. Got a very solid win over. What's that?
I'm sorry. I was like how they finished. Just terrible podcast. I meant to say how they finished. My bad. Apologies.
You're good. 4-3 win over Grandview. They were knotted at 3 going into the seventh. Tatum Schmalbeck got the game-winning RBI walk. She'll finish the game 1 for 2 with a double. RBIs from Mickelson, Charlie Baumgars, Gallegos, and Schmalbeck. Katie Crowley got the win in the circle. She goes 2, allowing 3 hits and 3 strikeouts. Solid outing by Ellie Jacobson as well. She went five, allowed just two hits and one strikeout. And then big win, big 6-3 win over St. X. Got extras in this one as well, but the Red Raiders prevailed in the top of the eighth. They had a big 4-run inning off some defensive miscues from the Cougars. Maddie Kavatek had two RBIs of her own. And then Schmalbeck and Jacobs combined each for an RBI and a couple doubles. And then Kralik again, lights out in the circle. 8 innings, just two earned runs, and three strikeouts for her.
Keeping it with the GPAC, St. Xavier, it's a really quality team. Obviously, a really talented roster this year, as they are just about every year. And I think GPAC flexing their muscles a little bit. A little bit of a down year for the conference last year after the big year 2 years ago. But man, what a start to the season for the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Midland, what a game! What a game! What a comeback! From a young squad. They win 7-6 against that St. Xavier team. Carly, early on, it was Wright and Carr for the Cougars, getting things started early. Wright, the big two RBI single, and Carr would double to score her in the first inning. They would add on two more in the top of the second. But then it was your Midland Warriors turning it on. Limley, Crafton, Floro, and Baronetto I'm sorry, not Baronetto. Baronetto is in the fourth, but Floro, Crafton, and Leemley make it 4-3 in the second. Just immediately gives a little bit of relief to the Midland pitchers who Mackenzie Groninga got it was a little tough for her at the start. Then Chloe Wagner comes in and a solid three and two thirds. Mackenzie, does a good job settling down. Chloe's able to come in and really sought after. But anyways, after two, it's 4-3. Saint Xavier. Baronetto has the two RBI single to score. A pair of Warriors to flip it 5-4, and then Zart for Saint Xavier, two RBI triple 6-5. They're not able to bring her in, and then Shepard, who had an error earlier in the game. She has a two-run home run in the bottom of the sixth. They win 7-6, come out against Mid-American Naz and just dominate. Solid performance from Peyton. Hannah Allen comes in, gets some relief work for them. But yeah, just absolute domination. 11-1 Reese Floro, 2 for 4 pair of RBIs leading the way. Maddie Riling, 2 for 3, scored a couple of runs. Just really, really solid performance this weekend from Coach Beth Singleton and your alma mater, Midland. And Carly. They are keeping the main thing. The main thing. Peyton's looking phenomenal. The lineups, the stars are being the stars. The seniors are leading the way. Got to be really happy. And I tell you what. I talked to Coach Beth this weekend after, and I was like, Coach, I don't know why we didn't talk about this in the preview. You might have one of the toughest non-conferences in the
I
whole country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was looking at it and I was like, holy crap.
yeah. I mean, they're supposed to. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. But Carl, just talk about how proud you are of your alma mater from this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, as I get farther away from the program, I don't know as many names, but just seeing how Beth is bringing in players, whether it's transfers, freshmen, and just watching them put it together, it's fun. It's awesome as an alumni. It's always go Warriors over here.
Hey, gotta get you. Yeah, go check out your team. I go check out the team.
I will. Yeah. I'll
Legend
make
over
it up
there.
there in the spring sometime.
But
Um,
you can walk in that, but you don't have to buy a ticket. Surely not. Surely they won't make you buy.
we don't. I don't think they sell tickets. I think you just walk in.
Hell yeah, God, I love NAI. By God, but I mean, God, yeah, those games are canceled. But if they were able to play this weekend in Kansas City, they would have played Benedictine top 25
Oh, they're
match.
canceled already?
Yeah, they're getting snow unless they're able to move them somewhere. It looks like. I mean, it says it on their website, so I don't think that's classified or anything. St.
Okay.
Mary, who we talked about at the top of the show, solid. Baker, solid. To go face two good pitchers there. Um, But boy, when they come down to Shawnee, it's Missouri Baptist, Central Methodist, Oregon Tech, Arizona Christian, and Avila. So pretty solid, pretty
Tough
solid.
slate.
Yeah, that'll be a big test. But they answered their first test of the year. And let's talk about another team, Carly, up in that neck of the world from the heart of America. That some questions coming in after a disappointing World Series in. Central Methodist gets 2025 started with a perfect start against some tough competition.
Yeah. Probably their biggest win. They defeat Bellevue. They score one in the fifth and two in the sixth. Take it 3-2 over the Bruins. Rachel Brandt had an RBI double in the sixth to put Bellevue on top. Um, Maddie Hawley 3 for 4 with an RBI. Jolie Kreider 3 for 4. And then Haley Cotter got the win in the circle with 5 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs and 4 strikeouts. Rest of the weekend, close game with Sterling. They took it 9-7. But other than that, I mean, they handled Nazarene and Ecclesia. Freshman Maddie Hawley in her debut for the Eagles, 9 for 12 with 6 RBIs and a home run. And then Jolly, Palumbo, and Roberts, they each recorded their own 2 home runs and they combined for 17 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. Took care of business. Obviously, very well coached, ton of talent. Now the super sophomores, now the really good juniors. I don't know. We'll work a little bit. But sticking in the conference, Carly will go to Baker on part two of their Red River showdown down there. Houston Victoria, and same result as against Houston San Antonio against Houston Victoria. They split. It's Houston Vic winning the first game. And before we talk about the stats, that might be the best score graphic in NAI softball. That's fun. I mean, that is an awesome score graphic. Hats off. I don't know if that's a SID or a GA or a player coach, whoever's doing that. Hit us up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
stepping away from NAIA, even opening weekend for NCAA, like some of those graphics,
Oh,
also chef's kiss.
yeah. But yeah, hit us. Houston Victoria, whoever does your graphic, hit us up. Obviously, we got
All right.
Connor, but he's always looking for interns, looking for help. Yeah. Let's talk about Kenzie Chambers. Remember we talked about her the end of last year, one of the more underrated shortstops in the country. Has a big game against Baker, 2 for 3, couple runs. Jordan Jones, a big knock. He gets the three RBIs. Gets the three RBIs on bases clearing knock, and Deandra Maldonado with the solo shot to cap off the win offensively for them. Notes are all mess. There we go. It was Hope Quinones in the circle, 7 innings, 2 runs, neither one of them earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Really solid win for them. But then in game two, it's Baker getting the win. Riley Phillips, big weekend for her. She had the game-winning run in the top of the seventh. She also tied the game in the fifth after it was 1-0 Jags for a couple of innings. They would take the lead in the sixth. Maldonado, who put the ball in play, she reached on fielder's choice, run scored. But yeah, another split. I think these are two teams that are going to be around in the opening round. I think early on they proved they're right around there, but especially Houston Vic. But credit to Baker. Lose that first game, you're down in less winning. Credit obviously to Riley Phillips, who remember we considered her. We talked about her being a Heart of America Player of the Year candidate.
Yep.
We go a different direction. I went with Palumbo to repeat, but I could absolutely see Riley Phillips with the start she had. She had a big day against Olu. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah. Moving on, Benue Mesa, they completed a sweep over Carroll. They score 3 in the eighth and a 4-3 win for them. Um, they score one in the first before the bats go quiet until the eighth. Bats wake up. Analia Jenkins singles, followed by a Sharia McDaniel 2-run blast. McDaniel would finish the game 2 for 4, couple RBIs and her home run. And then Araya Ogden, 8 innings pitched, just 5 hits and 5 strikeouts for her. And Benny Mesa's big win over Carroll.
Yep, solid win there. Um Yeah, I tell you who picked up two really dominant wins early on that added a little wow factor were Columbia. Dominant wins against Park and Avila. Columbia takes care of business against Park. 10-1. Madison Ware and Tasia Green both have a couple of RBIs. Wendy Van Wyck just has an unreal doubleheader against them. Goes 2 for 2 in both games, scores 2 runs in both games. It's has a grand slam in the second game, or was that Ware? That may have been Ware. No, yeah, no, that was Wendy. Yeah, Wendy had the grand slam against Avila. As for the pitching, for Columbia, Megan Graver, really solid job, complete game. Only gives up the 2 runs and uh or the 2 runs and the 2-2 and the 10-2 win against Park. For that Avila game, they take care of business. Only need 5 innings to do so. Madison Ware again, 2 for 2, 2 RBI, scored 3 runs. Just really dominant win. Took care of business against a couple of Heart teams. Moving on to Sunday, though, Carly Baker against Olu. Man, Olu just jumped all over him at the beginning. I mean, Baker jumped on him at first. I mean, scoring two, nice, 2-0, cool. We're up, and then bang, 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 and it was over. Now later in the ball game, things got interesting. Again, credit to Baker, not going to go away. 4 errors from Arley the Lake, very uncharacteristic. But they get the win. Then game two, a little bit more in control of this one, 6-3, able to handle business. But again, we talk about Riley Phillips having a big day, huge day in game two. It was scoreless through three, and then in the top of the fourth, Phillips gets a solo shot. Flores would answer with this solo shot after a sac fly to tie things up in the fourth. Flores, no stranger to the big moments, obviously from last year. She has a big solo shot and then a huge fifth inning for Olu. Phillips would get another home run. Peterson would add another in the seventh, but it's too little, too late. And yeah, I don't realize that Oregon Tech picked up. They played their first games. They picked up a couple of nice wins against Simpson, but yeah, a solid weekend, great weekend. NAI softball, obviously that Cumberlands Madonna game. That series was phenomenal. Some walk-offs. Yeah, really solid weekend. I hate this coming up weekend. We're not going to have some of the games we were hoping for, but Carly, we got a couple mid weeks. Right now, Southern Oregon's over in Hawaii. How much would you like to go to Hawaii to play some games in
I
February?
would have sold my soul to go to Hawaii to play some softball,
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
especially being here in the Midwest. It's brutal.
I tell you, Dan, I'm gonna keep an eye on. I get this down here in the Sun Conference, Oklahoma Wesleyan. They're a team possibly out of the KCAC if things don't pan out with Evangel at the top. They play some three Sun Conference teams. Tuesday got a doubleheader against Kaiser, and then they play Southeastern and Thomas Wednesday. But I think probably the best midweek game I'm most excited for, at least Carly's got to be Missouri Baptist against Houston Victoria. Obviously, two teams we just talked a bunch about. That's a very fun little Tuesday game for the people.
Yeah, little midweek pick me up.
Yeah, so that'll do it. We're gonna give our way too early our first. I put one out on Twitter. That don't count. That was before the season. We'll give our way too early Columbus 10, and also tell you got a great interview for y'all on Thursday lined up. Northwestern College head coach Shane Bowman. Excited to have him on. We're gonna talk to him tomorrow. Have him uh, on Thursday's show. So definitely tune into that. That's going to be a must listen. Great guy, way overdue. Have him back on. Have him on. Talk after a really impressive weekend for him
Yeah.
and Big Rival Smith. So hey, you come on. Don't want Carly to give you any nightmares or anything. We welcome on. Welcome on, man. All right, Carly, let's do it. Let's go over to how you want to. You want to get to go 10 for 10, or how about we go the ones that it's not gonna shock anybody, and we both obviously have. You'll start with some of
Yeah,
the.
let's start with what would be not at all a surprise, and then we'll hit with our hot takes.
We both have USAO.
Yep.
We both have Cumberlands.
Yep.
We both have Southern Oregon. We both have Oregon Tech.
Correct.
Okay. So there's four where it's like I'm confident in those. Hey, put it in the mail. I like it. I like those four teams. I'm confident they make opening rounds. I'm confident they're hosting opening rounds most likely, and they're going to be in Columbus. All right, that's where I put that category of four teams right now. Like I think, like Harley, those four teams, those are the four best teams in AI softball. You think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. We also both have the Madonna Crusaders. No doubt. No doubt. Prove themselves. And I think that's it. That's all we have the same, correct?
You got Olu?
I got Olu.
Yeah, I got Olu.
Okay, we both have Olu. So we got six the same, and I think our other four are different. My first of the other four, chalk, but I've got Oklahoma City. I'm keeping Oklahoma City. You got
Okay.
you have Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Okay, didn't think
It
so.
just barely missed the cut.
Okay. There's all right, Oklahoma City. All right. So who's your number seven?
Um, well, it's not really in any.
Well, no particular order. Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
no order.
Yeah,
It's no
yeah.
order.
You might actually have this one. I got Eastern Oregon.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I got them. I have them. I have Eastern Oregon. I haven't seen them. I like them enough. Too much returning in the lineup. Nobody's talking about, or I feel like people are talking about Parsons. I don't feel like enough people are, especially down in my part of the world, like in Southeast. Um, yeah, I agree with you. I think bitter taste. Like they know they left meat on the bone last year. Very
Yeah.
happy. Great season. Won the Cascade. Not easy to do. Won the tournament. Meat was left on the bone. They could have won that opening round. They could have won games in Columbus.
Yeah.
We already said Madonna. I am keeping the St. Thomas Bobcats from my preseason. I'm telling y'all, like until I see something where I'm like, I'm gonna back off a little bit. I'm all in on the Bobcats. Talked to multiple other coaches. They're high on the St. Thomas team. Obviously, JC's high on this team. They're gonna win a lot of ball games. They may not lose more than I look at their schedule, Carly, and I don't know if they lose more than 6 or 7 games this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they could. They may only lose 2 or 3 Sun Conference games. Yeah, 6 losses would win you the Sun Conference last year. Ain't happening this year. They're going to win too many games. And not a knock on the conference. Not a knock on the conference. Good conference. Great conference. Really good teams. Southeastern, I think, will be in the opening round. Coastal will be in the opening round.
Yep.
Um, which I mean, by the way, we didn't talk about it. But Riley Mills, holy crap, what a weekend she had. 11 for 14 at the plate,
Oh
four
yeah.
extra base hits, 7 RBIs. Unreal. Unreal. What was it? Did you mention what's her name from St. Xavier, 10 stolen bases? Did we
Yeah,
talk
I did
about
add that in.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. It make,
10 for 10.
yeah, I actually saw I typed that in. I was like, I want to mention that.
Yeah.
But I forgot to. So good job. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Um, so we both have one more team. All right, who you got?
I got three left.
You got three. Go with you three.
Okay. I'm going Evangel. I liked what I saw early in the season against Olu, and I think they're just going to build off that.
I love that. I love that. I love that pick. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
And then we'll give our big surprise.
Okay. Well, I don't know which one would be more of a bigger surprise. I'll go
I
with
think Evangel may have been your bigger one. Maybe.
okay.
I
Well,
feel like I feel like the your rival. I feel like that's less surprising.
okay. Northwestern.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, there we go. Really had the people in suspense there. Yeah, Northwestern. Love that. They were the first team out for me.
Yeah,
They're that first team out in my power rankings. They're right there.
yeah, and they came so close last year, and they returned so much this year.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's just enough to power them there.
Yep, with you. Don't no argument here. I that it was Oklahoma City was actually my number 10. Like they were the last team I put. It was Northwestern, Oklahoma City. I thought about Evangel a little bit. I'm not quite ready to make that commitment. Um, yeah.
You have any name my last one?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
William Carey.
Yeah, that's a great pick. That's when we talked about this before we started, and you said them, I was like, damn, that's a great one. Did not have them there for me. Definitely could have after what I saw from them against LSUA. My last team, give me Missouri Baptist. Give me Missouri Baptist. I've seen enough. I mean, enough to put them there at this point. Very excited. They've got a tough schedule as well. Yeah, very excited to see what they got in store.
I like it.
Yep. Um, they're pretty fun. Carly, I guess the USAO and Cumberlands are the two teams where I'm like A plus, like 100%. I think Southern's probably the third, and then other than I think outside of that, I could probably start poking some holes, maybe.
Yeah, I'm probably the same. I'm still pretty confident in Madonna.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. I mean, Madonna is going to be when you get in these opening rounds. How deep's the pitching? Like, how deep are we able to go? Can we trust the pitchers? What's that situation look like? It's funny. I mean, it's just very different. I mean, last year it was the complete opposite. And it is. We know what the pitching is. It's the
Got
lineup.
the workhorse.
Yeah. And now this year it's like, well, the lineup's got seven all conference and all American and phenomenal lineup. And you have and Anderson's great, no doubt. It's just, what's that? I mean, the thing last year was you had Mason and Anderson, and then it's like, okay, we can figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay. Again, Connor, thank you. This is awesome. We got Shane Bowman next week. We will give you an update on. Oh, one more thing. Madison Ogden. What a performance for Rio Grande. Didn't talk about that. We'll make sure we get that on air. Madison Ogden, unreal performance. I'm gonna go over these top performers real quick. Just real quick, some top performers. Yeah, yeah. Get these. Just make sure we don't miss anybody. Uh, by the way, we will be releasing our hitter and pitcher of the week this week. Talk about Taylor Whitehead, already from Missouri Baptist, but overall on the weekend, 16 strikeouts, really solid, really solid. Alexis Shepard, we talked about phenomenal. Crane, we talked about cooler. Jessica Cord, her good game against Madonna. Meredith Gatto for Clark University, 14 strikeouts, broke a school record there. Oh, yes. We haven't really talked about that much. And you would talk about like if there were odds on it, who would be really fun for like a pitcher of the year? Allie Parker does she have a big breakout year? Think about that. We really haven't talked that much about how Casey Schmidt and Allie Parker, that's as good as I mean, Sophie Williams, JJ Anderson, you aren't there's not much difference
Not
there between
much
Schmidt and
differential. Yeah.
Parker. No, not at all. Not at all. Especially obviously Schmidt's had a ton of postseason success. Allie Parker was I would say probably one of the top 10 newcomers to the sport or to the league last year. Was 5 and 2/3 against Simpson, solid there. Talk about Riley Mills, unbelievable day. Talk about Matt. We talked about Maskey, Cooler again. And a lot of people. We talk about Maddie Merrier. Shepard. Oh, Madison Montgomery for Blue Mountain Christian, 2-0, four strikeouts and 10 innings, zero runs allowed against opening round team, and Stillman last year, complete game shutout. Very solid. Jasmine Rachel, solid. Maggie Knight, 6 for 12 at the plate for Montreat, five extra base hits.
Solid.
Yeah. Talk about, 2-0, 25 strikeouts, 13 innings pitched, zero errors. I mean, I don't want this. I'm gonna say Matt Zanardi's got a dang good chance for NAISB Pitcher of the Week. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Neva Reed for York University, 5 for 10, three doubles, three walks, and stolen base. It's not bad at all. All right, that'll wrap it up. Carly, you got anything you want to talk any more about the game last night? No, just successful hate watch, man. Good for
I'm
us.
just happy as can be. The only thing that would make it better is Tom Brady's not in the booth, but
God, that was rough. I wasn't gonna bring it up because like
I
I don't want
can.
to talk about another man broadcaster like that, but that
It's
that
like
was
you're just
brutal.
trying to think of what to say.
I
Like
mean,
if
it
that
was
makes
that,
sense.
and it was like how many times did he just say the wrong thing? And he said, "My apologies, my apologies." And I see as bad as Romo was last year. God no, that was no, but that was rough. You know what, Tom Brady? Congratulations for taking 30 million or 37 million from Fox, and now he's going to go and be a part owner of the Raiders. See ya, Fox. I mean.
That's why this score bug was so bad.
Oh
It,
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like a
dude,
guy
it
like
looked like
Connor
we were watching it
Darnell.
on Nickelodeon.
It felt like I was watching a Barstool stream. I was like, what is this? I mean, this is why I was listening to part of my take this morning. And it's like this is why you just need a football guy or a football gal in that room to say, hey, because
Uh-uh.
that's some graphic design
How
person.
many people did it go through to get approved? It had to have been like one, if not.
Fire everybody because I mean, look, a new score bug happens all the time. The odds of people liking it are slim to none. But this was unanimous. I didn't see anybody that liked that. Just go. I didn't. I mean, no logo. It's the same font. It's basic. It's ugly. It's just big letters. I can kind of see what they're trying to do with having the blank space with the score or the clock. That was terrible. I mean, I'll tell you where it peaked, where I think score bugs peaked. I think the early college football playoff ones where it was the box down low. I
Mhm.
love the box down low. The old school Fox one that was in the top left for baseball. Really basic. It would have like the team. It was like a kind of just shaped like that up in the top. I always liked that one. The old school Fox that had the three yellow timeouts in the side and top left that would have like the fall thing for
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, and
yeah.
they would like have lights on it when and it was snowing. That one was good. Back the one for when the Saints won the Super Bowl, that one's, I mean, duh, that one's close to my heart. I love that one. I tell you, I mean, probably one of my favorites was when the Giants, and this one was like old school. I get why this one wouldn't be as popular today, but like the old school one, it was when the Giants beat the Patriots the first time, and it was like up top, it would just say New York and New England, and had the score, obviously, and everything up there. I don't know. I mean, just bad job, bad job. But I saw that
Like,
score bug. I saw that score bug. I saw the ref BS. I saw that first beautiful play, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're screwed. We're in for a three-peat tonight. I was like,
that's what we were yelling immediately, like 2 minutes in. I was like, this is
yeah.
might not make it to halftime.
I loved the videos on social media of them cutting to Taylor Swift and her getting booed.
She caught a stray for sure.
Gotcha. That's going to be the Swifties versus softball, and I don't know if we're ready for that battle.
No.
All right, Carly, you got anything else? Got some pretty good ones. But seriously, Tuesday, 1-3 doubleheader, Mobat, Houston, Vic. That's a must-watch midweek game.
Yep.
Whatever. All right, we'll be back Thursday. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being patient. Obviously, this is coming out on Monday night and not Monday morning because Carly and I are true Americans and we were not going to work during the Super Bowl. So appreciate it. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all's week. We'll talk to y'all Thursday.